American Eagle released a eugenicist propaganda ad with Sydney Sweeney. I'm not being facetious. That is the subtext of the advertisement. I don't care if you disagree. You're silly. Talking about her blue eyes, her blonde hair, her jeans being good. The subtext of this American Eagle ad is Nazi propaganda. And it's intentional. It was fully intentional. This was not a fluke. American Eagle is a multinational corporation. They had probably 100 people work on this ad campaign. This was done with purpose. And I don't know if American Eagle is a white supremacist organization. They may or may not be. But I do know that they were looking towards outrage marketing for this campaign. And it worked. Everybody is talking about it. Corporations now behave in this manner because they've been emboldened by the recent string of fascism that has worked its way through Washington, D.C. Capital will always side with fascism. Companies do not give a shit about red or blue. They only care about green. If this makes them money, they will run this ad until they no longer can. If they could say Hitler was cool and it make them money, they would say that. That is the state of capitalism in the United States right now. Obviously, it's gross. I don't think I have to say that. Having an openly eugenicist ad or even one that is plausibly eugenicist is disgusting, but it's just more so reflective of the current state of the United States right now, that a company is able to feel that they can get away with this.
Down from parents to offspring.
The latest front in the culture wars is leaving viewers distressed.
My jeans are blue.
An ad.
I hate her voice in this ad, dude. Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, generation after generation. It's the worst iteration of Instagram voice I think I've ever heard. I don't know who gave her the direction on this, because Sydney Sweeney does not sound like this all the time. But for whatever reason, I hear her talk in this ASMR style tone, and it just makes me itch.
Released by brand American Eagle in July, features Hollywood star Sydney Sweeney, blonde hair, blue eyes, and in classic American denim. But it's not the jeans sparking backlash, rather the message.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
While American Eagle says proceeds from the limited release Sydney jean will go towards a mental health nonprofit, the campaign's language struck a dissonant chord with some viewers.
Those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird, like fascist weird, like Nazi propaganda weird.
Let's talk about that American Eagle Sydney Sweeney ad and eugenicist dog whistles.
The backlash? Swift.
And conservatives are like, oh my God, the liberals are up in arms because they said something that was like slightly fascist. And it's like, yeah, they did say something that was slightly fascist. The double entendre here is that Sydney Sweeney is hot. Why is Sydney Sweeney hot? Is it because of just like her being hot, or is it because she's blonde haired and blue eyed? That is what American Eagle is alluding to. There are some people, I heard Crystal Ball say that she had someone explain to her that this is in response to incel culture, claiming that Sydney Sweeney is mid. I'm not buying that. I don't think American Eagle knows about that. I also think that anyone who is a normal person is going to look at Sydney Sweeney and say, yeah, she's an attractive young lady. Attractive young lady. We're the same fucking age. She's an attractive lady. Because she is. But you can make that point without tying it back to her being like the Aryan prototype. And I'm not saying that she's a Nazi. I want to make that abundantly clear. I don't think that Sydney Sweeney is advocating for white nationalism here. I think that she was bag chasing, because that's what celebrities do sometimes. They bag chase. And I'm certain that American Eagle cut her a fat fucking check to do this ad.
My jeans are superior, and by that, I mean white.
With even some celebrities taking aim at the ad.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring.
American Eagle now responding to the controversy.
This was a fascinating response because her jeans, H capitalized, her story, capitalized. Do I have to put two and two together for you with the HH? Maybe not. And then the following. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their American Eagle jeans with confidence their way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The second paragraph is 14 words. Okay? There's an HH and there's a 14 words. The only thing we're missing is an 88 somewhere. I don't know if someone decoded that, but those are also Nazi dog whistles, man. It's too convenient. There are too many clues for me to be like, yeah, they're actually doing like openly eugenicist advertising.
Posting on Friday in part, great jeans look good on everyone. But critics are also getting critiqued. The White House's communications director characterizing the backlash as, quote, cancel culture run amok, with Republican Senator Ted Cruz saying the criticism amounts to the crazy left coming out against beautiful women. Even Vice President J.D. Vance weighing in.
My political advice to the Democrats is continue to tell everybody who thinks Sydney Sweeney is attractive is a Nazi. that appears to be their actual strategy.
Why do you think this ad has resonated and perhaps stirred a little controversy from so many people?
This one is driving attention for the wrong reasons, for controversy, for either being not clever enough, or on the opposite end of that spectrum, for being downright offensive, maybe even racist.
Now, other brand ads are under scrutiny,
It is definitely
too.
all of those things. It's not a clever ad. It is vaguely racist, if not vaguely racist, hinting at racism. They chose a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman for this ad and then tailored the copy of this ad to focus specifically on that, which you don't have to do because Sydney Sweeney is already an objectively attractive woman. You don't need eugenicist subtext with her.
Dunkin' releasing a spot this week.
This tan? Genetics.
The company's comment sections now filled with similar critiques. One user asking, why are ads so obsessed with genetics all of a sudden? And competing apparel brand Abercrombie & Fitch releasing their own campaign.
I'm here with Abercrombie today on set in New York City. I'm having the best time ever.
Some users saying, quote, I'm so glad Abercrombie is showing different sized models, and Abercrombie, where everyone has great jeans. NBC News reached out to American Eagle, Sydney Sweeney's team, Dunkin', and Abercrombie for comment, but did not immediately hear back. What would you recommend to a brand navigating a comms crisis like this?
I don't know that this brand thinks it is a crisis. I believe this brand aimed its target and is hitting it.
For now, the denim drama remains far from zipped up.
Brands need to understand they are not going to be able to put this work out without it being scrutinized. The internet is your scrutiny.
Zinclair Samoa, NBC News.
Unfortunately, brands don't give a shit about that. The only way that American Eagle will feel sorry about doing this is if it doesn't sell. And it's going to sell because it's Sydney Sweeney, because she's hyper famous. Brands have been emboldened to behave like this because they are taking their interpretation of where culture sits right now and expressing it in their advertising. Companies are like, fascism is cool again. So we're going to do vaguely fascist shit. We're going to have vaguely fascist marketing because we know that we can get away with it. I do just want to have a hypothetical for a second, because if I know for a fact, if there was a black woman who was in that advertisement with the same exact copying, like, oh, she's got great genes, conservatives would be freaking the fuck out. They would be omega racist on the timeline. That's another reason why this ad is suspect. Because if you did it with even like any non-white person, there would be the same, like, conservatives would be freaking the fuck out. This would be their Bud Light moment. They would have another Bud Light moment, and they would try to fucking cancel American Eagle. And guess what? It wouldn't fucking do anything because cancel culture is not real. It's not real. This ad it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. It shouldn't happen. This is not indicative of a healthy society that brands are able to run this type of marketing. It just simply isn't. We are degrading culturally that these types of that this framing is even allowed in the fucking marketing room. Forget about being actually posted. Allowed in the marketing room.